Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're going to be breaking down the value in the new Warhammer 40,000 Christmas Battle Forces. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so you know what time it is, guys. We've got the announcements for the Warhammer 40,000 and Warhammer Age of Sigmar boxes, and in this video we're going to be going into depth, breaking down the actual value in these box sets. We don't have the official prices yet on these, as they've just been announced. But we're going to be breaking down the total MSRP of all the items inside. And then that way, when we do get those prices, we can easily break down and see where the real value is at. In the past, all of the boxes have been the same price. So until we hear otherwise, we'll assume that that will be the case. Although we'll see that the MSRP inside of some of the boxes is far superior to some of the others. If you do enjoy this type of content or get any value out of this video, make sure to like and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. But without further ado, let's take a look. Alright, so starting off with the Defenders of the Ancestors, our Leagues of Votann box. We have one Grimnyr for $45, Einhyr Champion is $40, 2 squads of Hearthguard, $60 each, 1 Sagitaur Transport for $65, and then the Land Fortress is $115. So that gives us a total MSRP of $385. And for the most part, it's pretty much downhill from here. Now we know that Games Workshop typically does around a 35% discount on their products when they put them into these big box sets. So for instance, $300 in MSRP is typically going to be in a box that's priced at $200. So if that is the case for this box, and this one is the highest amount of MSRP value inside, that would put the pricing on this closer to like $250. Now I don't think they're going to be that pricey. My guess is $225 USD. But if all these boxes are priced the same, this one is by far the best value. All right, and then next we have the Beast Snagga Stampede, and this is our new Orks box for $40K. All right, so first we have Mozrog Skragbad. So he is $60 on his own. Then we have our 4 Squighog Boyz for $65. We have the Painboss for $45. We have our 10 Beast Snaggas for $60. And then of course we have the Kill Rig for $140. And that is going to give us a total on the Ork box set of $365. So again, a really nice box of value right here. And with that same roughly 35% savings, that would put the MSRP on this one at about $240. A little bit closer to like what my guess is at that $225 level. So really nice box set right here. All right, and then next we have the Cadian Defense Force. So this is our Astra Militarum box set. And we have first the Cadian Command Squad, 5 members, $45. 2 10-person Cadian Shock Troop squads for $50 a piece. And then we have 2 of the new Rogal Dorn tanks for $100 a piece. So that's going to give us a total of $345 MSRP for the Astra Militarum. And again, if that's priced somewhere around $215, that would give this that typical Games Workshop 35% savings over MSRP. And the reason I do the breakdown over MSRP is because it's a universal thing that everyone can compare to. So for instance, if you were going to buy just one of the Rogal Dorns out of this set, and your typical discount you're going to get from, say, CMO Games is going to be 15% off, you would expect to pay $85 for the $100 tank. So when we calculate the value, we go off of the MSRP, assuming that you'll likely be able to get the same discount on this full box set as you would be able to get on each of the components of the box set. So if you're going to get 15% off each of the models in the box set, or you can just get 15% off the total box set, the best thing to do is compare MSRP, because I'm not going to go through and break down the 15% discount on everything and then also the 20% discount on everything for everybody over in Europe. So by using a universal number like MSRP and seeing how much value is in the box sets based on the MSRP, you can calculate the theoretical savings. And then afterwards, you can apply your universal discount that you get on all things Games Workshop. But probably the most basic comment you can leave is, nobody pays MSRP, so this just isn't realistic. And for the most part, I think that's true, but that's why we use a baseline of MSRP as a comparison. And then next we have the Space Marine Spearhead Force for the Adeptus Astartes. So we have 1 Jump Captain for $40 here. We see 3 5-man Jump Intercessor squads for $60 a piece. And then we have 1 squad of Outrider bikes and 1 Invader ATV. So that is going to give us a total MSRP of $330. And we see that from the initial first Votann box down to the Space Marine box, that a lot of the value has come out of these. Now, it doesn't mean this isn't still going to be a good set over MSRP, but we see now that with that 35% typical discount, that's going to put this box price somewhere closer to like $210. So maybe some of the earlier boxes are just a really good deal and they'll all be priced at $210, or maybe the Space Marine and some of the other boxes aren't that great a deal and they're going to be priced closer to $225. We will, of course, have to wait and see. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. All right, and then on to the Tyranids. And we do find that the Space Marines and Tyranids are the worst value inside these box sets, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because they got so many awesome value box sets with like the starters and Leviathan big box set and everything. So I would rather see the big discounts on the other stuff. All right, so on to the Onslaught Swarm for the Tyranids. We have the Hive Tyrant for $60 over here. Then we have the Norn Emissary for $115. We have 10 Gene Stealers for $55. And then we have 2 bricks of 10 Hormagaunts for $50 a piece. And again, same as Space Marines, that's going to give us a total MSRP of $330. And one thing I really like about the Space Marine box set and also this one, even though there's not as much value in the box, the majority of the models are new. So these are all new sculpts with the exception of the Hive Tyrant, which is honestly a really nice sculpt anyway, with 3 different options for building. So while the value isn't quite as good, the composition is really nice, especially on the Tyranid box. So some very, very nice box sets here. And then last but not least, it seemed like we were ticking lower and lower on the value scale, but the Exalted of the Red Angel, our World Eaters box set, is going to break that trend. So first we have the Primarch himself, Angron, $170. Then we see 10 Berserkers for $65, and then 2 3-man squads of 8-pound or Exalted 8-pound, $60 a piece. And that's going to give us a total MSRP of $355. So again, that would put Games Workshop's price somewhere around like the $220 range. And this is a really nice box. Obviously, the only one with a Primarch in here, but also those 8-pound. Some of the composition on these boxes is absolutely amazing, as a lot of this stuff, specifically in the United States, has been out of stock in the online store for months, going on a year at this point in time. So being able to finally get a hold of some 8-pound or some of the other hard-to-get units and in a nicely discounted box set for Christmas, definitely a plus. So very cool. Definitely some nice box sets right here. There is a little bit of variance. We see the best value at $385 on the Votann box. We see the worst value for the Nids and Space Marines at like that $330 level. But again, I'm not opposed to that because they both had a bunch of discount boxes come out recently. So I would rather see Games Workshop sharing the love with some of these Xenos factions. So very cool. We'll have an update as soon as we find out the official prices for these box sets. We'll also have a breakdown for the Age of Sigmar boxes as well, talking about the actual value inside. And then, of course, you guys know I'm going to do some deep dives into these box sets in individual videos, talking about are they compatible with the combat patrols? Would you potentially want more than one of any of these box sets? And what would be the best way to fill out a 2,000-point army? If you do appreciate these kind of breakdowns, a lot of extra work goes into these over just the daily videos. So please make sure to like and subscribe, share them with the friends if you find them useful. And as always, let me know in the comments section what you're most excited about. If I made any mistakes or anything like that, feel free to point them out. Always appreciate you guys, your input, and the community. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check them out to save 15% on Games Workshop products. Link in the description. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man. And I love these Christmas box sets. And I'm out of here.